All right, what happened to this boat?
Okay, this boat was at anchor in the harbour one Friday night about 3 weeks ago, and a freak wind blew through the area, winds up to 100 knots in the harbour, and the boat dragged its anchor and ended up on the rocks by Marina Salinas. Hence the damage here, where it was washed up against the rocks, and also the sail drive, which is not here now, it was damaged as well, and the rudder was bent. There's the other sail drive is perfectly okay, so that's okay. But so we've removed the rudders and the sail drive for repairs, and we've got a new sail drive on order. Okay, tell me about the rudders. What are you going to do with the rudders? You're actually going to make a mold and fabricate new ones? That's right, I can show you over here, Mr. Okay, great. What's happened to this rudder is that the metal frame, the stainless steel frame that forms the strength of the rudder, has been bent by the impact when it went into rocks. So this rudder stock is actually bent slightly this way. Now we can't straighten it while it's all complete like this. So the only way to do it is going to be to remove the old rudder and then rectify the steel so that it's absolutely correct and straight and strong, and then remake the rudder around the frame. Okay, so this is the old. So this is the old rudder, which we've done repairs to make it technically okay, and we are just preparing to make a mould, and moulds made in two halves. This is one we made earlier for a different time, and so you can see that what we end up with is half a rudder with a very smooth surface inside, which is the gel coat, and some strength on the back to keep it stiff and stable, and a couple of flanges. So what we then do is we make the other half of the rudder, so we have two, so that we can form it like this. When we've got the new steel work, we will put a layer of gel coat in here. Once again, once we wax this so that it doesn't stick to it, so that it's what I call a mould release agent. So we put wax in here, and then we put gel coat in here, and then we put glass and resin on top of the gel coat to build up a thickness of rudder that we need, the strength. So that's moulded in here, because this is a plug. Sorry, this is a mould. That's moulded in here, and then we take that out of the mould, and then what we do is we put the steelwork into half of the rudder like this, and the steelwork sits on it here for strength, and then we bond with polyester and epoxy. We bond the steelwork to the half of the rudder that we have here. So we bond it very strongly in all areas so that forms a complete bond with that rudder. Then what we do is we put the other half of the rudder on top, and then we bond the edges and seal the edges with epoxy so that it's completely sealed, and then we drill some holes in here and we pour in a 2-part very good marine foam, and that foam goes in and expands and fills all the voids and makes a nice strong rudder. Then we finish it off and close the holes up, obviously epoxy muck, give it some epoxy primer coating and some anti-fouling, and it's ready to go back on the boat. Wow, that's fascinating. This is the old rudder. Okay, that's the other side. Now that one was fine. And now is that the one that you used for the mold? That's exactly what we did, yeah. Okay. So this is... That is the new rudder. That's the new rudder that you fabricated. Yeah. Wow. We straightened the steel work on it, and then we refabricated it. Wow. And now it's finished. It's all primed and anti-fouled, ready to go back on the boat. So we'll be lifting the boat later this week and putting it on the boat. We've got some more work to do under the keel, as I said. So that will take us well into next week. So what are we doing now?
Now we're just filling the cavities that we cut out. We cut out all the damaged fiberglass. So we cut it out to the ribs, and we're filling each one individually prior to the glassing.
And so what goes in there? Is this what goes in there? Is this foam?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Expanded foam.
Okay.
So we can shape it to the. It's basically to support the glass.
Okay, so that's kind of how the foam comes. Is in this guy.
It had like a foam core inside the boat originally,
Okay.
which is now all in the bin.
Okay.
So that was all saturated and damaged.
All right.
Now we're just replacing it with this stuff, so it gives us the profile of the hull before we can glass it up. That's why we sand it to shape once it's released, and then lay over it with the glass.
So what we've done is we've now done the refoaming. We've cleaned out all the inside, refoamed it, and we've put at least 5 layers, sometimes 6 or 7 layers of lay-up on there to rebuild the keel. What we're doing now is we're just cleaning it up, and we're going to sand it a little bit and give it some filler to give it some shape. Then we're going to prime it with epoxy primer. Well, we're just about finished the project. Should be going in the water in a couple of days. We've put the new sail drive in, which was a little bit difficult to locate because it's the original's so old. But we've managed to get the exact model to put in there, so that's okay. The new propeller blades are in there because the old ones were a little bit bent. The new rudder has been made, as you've seen in the film, and that's now fitted. So both rudders are back on the boat, and everything's connected up. The engine's connected up. The hulls are both sealed now with the new glass and resin that's gone in to repair it, and the strengthener that we've put into it strengthened the hull here. The anti-fouling's going on. The last coat's just gone on this morning, so she's ready for the water.
Excellent. All right. Well, it looks great.
So hopefully the owner and the insurance company will both be happy.
Yes.
Well, the owner's seen it already. He's happy. So we're just processing the paperwork now, and she'll be on her way on Friday, we hope.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.